Hello, football enthusiasts. Welcome to Blaqsport podcast. I am your host, like always, Insulet Uche, and I'm still on the wheel to take you through what is happening in the African Cup of Nations 2025, happening live in Morocco. This is match day 16 of the African Cup of Nations, and all nations are trying to secure their spot in the semi-finals. We have two nations already there waiting, which is Senegal and Morocco, the host nation. And we're waiting for who's going to win in these two games we're going to discuss. Between the first one here, we have between Egypt and Cote d'Ivoire, and then the other game is between Algeria and Nigeria. So before we even dive into this more, so let's talk about this Egypt and Cote d'Ivoire. Everybody's looking at what's the outcome in this game, because seeing the record of how Cote d'Ivoire, the defending champions, came from 2 goals down to win the game, for them to be here makes it a little bit more tricky to say who's going to win. In my prediction, I'm actually looking at Cote d'Ivoire being triumphant in this game, but I'm not the one playing, so we're going to dive into that. Let me not be a spoiler in this situation. So diving into that, so let's see how the actually game turned out to be. So the game ended in a 3 goals to 2 in favor of the Egyptians. Now, there's a whole lot I want to talk about this game because there's much expected. The goals are quite expected because we have two great teams trying to compete for glory, and this is kind of thing we expect in African Cup of Nations. And the first half was actually brilliant. They had a mistake they did in the midfield. I would say if not for that, which actually gave Mamouche the advantage to score earlier in the game. You know, whenever you score early in the game, it gives you this boost that you actually need, and that makes things very difficult. For the first time since I've been following Cote d'Ivoire in this tournament, this is the only game I feel they weren't ready. I saw a team that was morally down. The tempo of the game, I wasn't seeing it. Yes, you can actually talk about one or two players that actually show you so much energy, but as a team, it's as if they lost their spark. And that's something that I was trying to find how to understand. It's not as if they were not actually being good, but they lost that spark that you see. It's as if that they were disoriented. They gave so much respect to the Egyptians. They tried to turn things around in the first half, but for some reason they lacked that synergy. It wasn't clicking. So many people were dribbling too much. They were not actually more. The chemistry was not there. Let me use the word. That was the word I was looking for. The chemistry was not there from the Ivorians. And this is something I didn't expect in this game. In as much as when they try to find their way back in the game, the damage has already gone, because once they had a one, we also have Rabi actually scored in the second minute. We made it 2 goals advantage they have over the Ivorians. Yes, they actually tried to give it one goal, an own goal towards the end of the first half to make it 2-1 for first half. Then it didn't even change. The second game, they tried to put a lot of pressure, trying to see if they can try to turn things around. Yes, make no mistake, they had so much attacks. They had so many attempts on goal to see if they can actually change things, but they weren't that as such of a threat because the team were not playing as one. It seems as if they were all fighting for who is going to be the one to bring this glory home. They didn't play as a team, and this is something they need to work on, because the Ivorians that I've seen throughout the competition was not the one that I see playing against the Egyptians. It's as if it's a whole new players, a whole new pattern, all new chemistry, all brand new players I'm seeing against the Egyptians, and that made me question what happened, because it's as if that the Egyptians have the upper hand. When they go for an attack, it seems they have the more control. That does not even put more into perspective concerning the fact that I saw Ahmad, when he loses the game, there's no urgency to track back, urgency to follow up. There seems something to be disjointed in the team, and I think we need to look into this, because I'm looking forward for the defending champions going further than this, because they actually gave us that that drama of a comeback that we actually expected. Throughout this tournament, I've not seen any upsets. They gave me one of the big upsets, not really an upset, but a fight as a champion. That's what I expected in this game, but they didn't come close before Mo Salah actually settled the whole difference in the 52 minutes to make it 3-2. So when I mean 3-2, remember they were actually winning. They were actually winning 2-0, 2-1. Then they even went ahead. When they even got 2-1, they made it 3-2. And I was like, wow, man, it's gonna be over. Do you understand? When you are trying to keep up the numbers and they extended it, and that's what it is. So 3-2 at the end of the final whistle actually sends the defending champions home. Did you hear that? I say the defending champions of the African Cup of Nations has actually gone home. The Egyptians sent them home on the 3-2. It's heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking, and not just because I have a special love for the Cote d'Ivoire, hoping them to actually progress. I'm wearing the Nigerian jersey. They defend Nigeria at the final to claim the trophy, and I was looking forward to seeing them at least get close to the final because they were a better side, but they didn't come to business. So they have a whole lot to work on, and I know next time they're going to be more competitive than this. And the Egyptians, as a favorite, also progresses to the round of 4, which is the semi-final. So I'll say congratulations to Mohamed Salah, congratulations to Mamouche, congratulations to all the people of Egypt for the nation to progress to the semi-final. So they only have 2 games away to winning the trophy, and the more is actually expected. So I would say, was that what you actually expected? Not what I actually expected, but this is football, and this is where you enjoy football at this peak. Make no mistake, this is one of the most serious and most anticipated match. It was really, really tough because both sides were out to win, and even when the Egyptians were actually winning, there's something I noticed about the Egyptian side is that they are good at holding their line. They try to hold that lead advantage no matter what. They already had the win, just to hold it. One good thing about scoring early is it gives you the advantage. So all you need to do now is hold on to that advantage to the end of the 90 minutes than when you have not scored. So you already have the win in your hands. So if you let it slip, it's just for you. It's now on you. So that actually gives them the more advantage to win this game, which they have actually did. And I would say the Egyptians are the team that really suffered in this tournament. Yes, I keep using that word. They keep suffering. Each side they beat. Yes, they always manage to win, but it's always a struggle. They have actually had a very clear conviction win in this tournament, which is why I wrote them off against Cote d'Ivoire. I still need to see that conviction in winning team. Mount your dominance. But we all know all that matters is the 3 points, is a win, which they actually got. Now it's not only about the point, but it's about the win. And that's all that matters. They got a win and they're through to the next stage, which is what every other nation would actually wish their team did. Now let's talk about the next game, which is between Nigeria and Algeria. So Nigeria had a very, very wonderful performance. I would say it was one-sided game because the Nigerian side dominated this game in as much as it ended in a stalemate on the first half. That does not actually represent what the truly outcome of the game was, or how the game actually went in the first half, because we have Adams Akon who missed a 1v1 situation, taking the rail up to the sky. So it was a disappointing one, and that actually begs the question, what are they doing? Because they had all the ball, they had all the advantage, they pressed Algeria to the wall. When you say you pushed your opponent to the wall, that is what Nigeria did. I've never seen this performance from a Nigerian side in a very, very long time. When I say in a long time, I said in my lifetime. So this is something I really want to applaud the boys for what they actually did. It was what I call an excellent performance. The team, you can see the team chemistry. Everybody had one goal, which is to win. And if you look at the first goal, actually came from a good cause from Bruno that actually gave Osimhen the first lead. He went high like a helicopter in the sky to find the back of the net, straight up on the ground, down onto the post, that even Zidane could even know where the ball went. So it was a good way to find the score line, despite you know how it was after the last game with their little altercation or the little fracas they had. I'll just say a little misunderstanding, and the media blew every single thing out of proportion. So it's good to see that the team is one and they're united in one front, and which is to get the victory for the people of Nigeria. Now, there's kind of some controversy in this game. We had to do with a penalty that was meant to be awarded because VAR did not see it fit to blow as a penalty a handball that was, I think it brought some kind of chaos. It brought some kind of drama after the game because people were not happy with the referee not giving that. So that's just part of the things we actually see. Most people are not happy with the outcome, and I'm still watching that as it develops to see what is going to make of it. Now back to this game. There's someone I just need to talk about so much. Having Akon scoring, it gave me goosebumps. It gives me goosebumps because this makes it his second goal for the Super Eagles and in the national team in the AFCON. It's really, really something he must be really proud of. And I must say, anyone who wore this jersey and happens to even score is a privilege. And for you to score and make your nation proud, it's something that will live forever in the history. And to give that gesture to Patrice Lumumba, that makes me speechless. It gets me goosebumps when that happened, because we know leading to this game we had some kind of situation with that. I don't want to go into that, but it's good to see that football is being united and to show that we are here to play only one thing, which is what? The game of football. So great performance from Adams Akon, and it's good to see that how he corrected his mistake from the last time he wanted to go for glory immediately because I see he wasn't calm. But now he understood the assignment, and when Victor Smith laid out the assist to him, he calmed down to beat the keeper and easily placed the ball rolling into the net, which gave him the second goal we gave us the second goal to progress to the semi-finals. You can see the celebration in his face. It was total unbelievable. It's like the dream come true for Adams Akon, and every child out there looking at this will know that it is possible only when you just believe. And that also brings me to the real master player in this tournament, which is Iwobi. Iwobi, last 2023 African Cup of Nations, was not in 100. And what we are seeing here is a rebirth of a king in the midfield. His mastery and his passes was absolutely unmatched. I had so much confidence that Nigeria will win because of this young man. This young man made football for Super Eagles easy. The transition was there. He's always looking out for those openings. Gone are the days when you see people make run and you don't see those passes. Gone are the days where you see those chances and nobody gives that. He is there to do that. And the way the ball calls across opposition players in the midfield to get to the right destination amuses me. That shows me the precision in his pass, the perfection in his pass, and the total understanding of the game, knowing when to push. I will say, Iwobi, you are the man. There's more to actually come. I think I need to really, really talk about what he actually did. I didn't want to make this episode all about you, but I want to let you know that you are the man. If you keep doing this, it's going to be a real contest between him and Brahim Diaz on who is going to win the best player of the tournament. There's going to be a lot of debate on this, yes, but I would say Super Eagles' success story in this tournament attributes mainly close to 70% to Iwobi's eyes like an eagle to see and also have the mastery and the skill set to deliver the pass where it's supposed to be. So I would say good kudos to you, a massive improvement from last competition. Like I'm seeing a total new players from the last time. And most especially, I want to talk about the Super Eagles coach, which is Eric Shelley. I would say in his appointment, he wasn't really the favorite to get this post, this role. A whole lot of people were not really happy with him getting this job because many think he wasn't really qualified enough owing to what Nigeria could actually offer. And some even said that they need more indigenous coach than having to. If you're going to go for Eric, why not pick an indigenous coach? But I can tell you right now confidently that the result has been shown. He has only lost one match, and we all know that match has to do with the one that against Congo, the penalties on the playoff, which is understandable. Now, I would say that he has actually exceeded my expectation. Let me use that word. He exceeded my expectation because he gave us a Super Eagles I never knew that was possible. The reason I'm saying this, we went to the finals, remember, in our last AFCON appearance. We went to the finals, and the kind of game we played was more like a defensive game. Pizarro gave us that kind of style of play. We are more like from the defensive side. We're winning with 1 goal, this kind of holding back, playing only 3 defenders, and we have the wing backs, of which when we're not with the ball, we have 5 defenders. So we are more of the defense, defending side. And you can imagine where a player like Ekong has his goal up right there because he scored most of our goals from the spot kick. So this shows that yes, we won the game, but we won games and we lost at the final. We can see that we did this from a side that is not truly sure, that didn't come as a champion. But look at what Eric did. He changed the mentality of these boys. When the Super Eagles are actually going into this game, they're going in as champions. They're going with a whole I can do aura. This is a team that has 100% win rate in this competition. For the first time in a long time, no Super Eagles fan has to pick up their phone to punch calculator to qualify for the group stage. 100%, 3 points all clear to the group stage, and I've been winning with good goal match. I remember when Mahrez who actually asked how he felt about the game. He said he was afraid. I know it was a joke, but you can actually see teams are scared of the nation because Nigeria now is a scoring nation. And when you're playing against a scoring nation, one thing you're certain, you're going to get scored. Or you're going to be asking, how can I actually score myself? And they're not really bad defensive-wise. And since they actually threw to the knockout stages, they've actually kept a clean sheet from the round of 16 and the round of the quarterfinals, now going into the semifinals. So let's see what will happen in the semifinal. But having 2 clean sheets out, but still have a scoring side, a high scoring side in the tournament, one of the highest in the tournament, shows you what they actually made of. So I'll say kudos to Eric Shelley. He's actually shown that he's the right man for the job. And most especially the team is actually playing for him, which is something that most coaches battle with. So it's good to see that even when they had a situation in the room with Osimhen and Lookman, he managed to have all those things sorted out, and the team is still playing like one, which is a good thing. So I applaud his management and his human management as well, because that shows that he knows what to do and how to get the players in the right mentality to compete. So this brings us to the round of the quarterfinal stage and the last quarterfinal stage for this tournament. So if you're joining us for the first time, feel free to check us on our social media platforms, on X, on Facebook, on Instagram, and also on LinkedIn. You can also follow us on our podcast platforms. Check on Blaqsport Podcast on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on Amazon Podcasts, on YouTube Podcasts, or any podcast of your choice. Just type in Blaqsport Podcast. We're always there to serve you from match day 1 down to today, which is match day 16. So let's talk about how match day 17 will look like. So let's talk about this first. So we have Senegal to play against Egypt, and we have Morocco to play against Nigeria. Woo! So this is going to be a very, very interesting game because all eyes going to be on that Nigeria and Morocco because the stadium is going to be filled to the brim. You have the host nation to play against the giants of Africa. That's going to be a massive, massive match to watch. This is where I'm really, really tight in the decision of where this game is going to go through. But if you're going by performance in this tournament, I'll give it to Nigeria to win against the Morocco and also for Senegal to win against Egypt. Remember, I said Egypt have been inside, have been suffering all these tournaments, and it's time to put a bet to that. Let's see what Senegal is going to do in that game. But this is my prediction: Senegal to win, or they might actually go through to penalties, and that will be go to absolutely luck. But Nigeria, Morocco, that won't go into two penalties. There won't be an option for that because Nigeria is a scoring side, and I see that game winning at 90 minutes. But the Senegal Egypt might actually go over to extra time. Only time will tell. But I have my money on Senegal and Nigeria for this game. So you tell me, who do you think is going to win the next game? Now, let's go about the highest goal scorer sheet because we have Osimhen scoring his fourth goal in the tournament, which brings me closer to the numbers. So Brahim Diaz still with 5 goals, Osimhen with 4 goals, Mo Salah scoring today also with 4 goals. So this is what the number looks like, and Osimhen still have the highest assist among these two with 2 assists, having given one today, which is a fantastic lay pass for him to score a beautiful 1v1 situation with the goalkeeper. So this is what it looks like. So you tell me, who do you think is going to win the Golden Boot in this tournament? As Nigeria once again is in the competition, and Brahim is not actually backing down in there. So let's see what's going to happen when these two meet and battle it out. Remember, we're going to have players like Brahim Diaz, one of the best in this tournament, alongside with Victor Osimhen, Lookman, we have Mikel, we have Iwobi in the midfield to actually do his magic. We also have Basi, and we also have Ndidi right there, which might actually be playing the game against Morocco due to a yellow card. So this time for you need to see other players to step up in the game. But whoever wins, for me, I believe whoever wins between Morocco and Nigeria is going to win this African Cup of Nations. You can peg me on that. All right. So don't forget that I will always be here to take you through all that is happening in the African Cup of Nations 2025. So by our next game, which is the semi-finals, which is March day 17. Like I said, it's getting interesting. Now we're only having the best of the best is now remaining, which are the 4 teams. Now, let me list out the 4 teams that are going to play, which you already know. So the first teams that we have here is Senegal, Egypt, Nigeria, Morocco. The best of the best. I am the host, like always, Instant Tuche, and I'll be here with you throughout. And don't forget that wherever you are, Blaqsport will find you. See you on the other side.